Nine, a lot of reps on Ancient at the moment. Sort of struggling to find success there. We obviously saw them also pull this one in. Well, it was an Apex pick, but it was in the series yesterday. So they played it there. Maybe they've learned an awful lot. Maybe they've gone back and watched that map and indeed improved on. We'll see. It's going to be a tough one here. BetBoom are one of these teams that are annoying to play against, but I think we're both in the camp of Nine at the moment just because they have that more tenure and indeed that more structure that will be easier to fall back on.
One game to go. One spot to go. In a couple of hours, these teams will be booking their plane tickets all the way to Sydney. And BetBoom here aren't going to waste any time. Straight into A. Kylar, very much on his own, has to do work. And he's already gone. This is looking perfect for BetBoom already.
Yeah, pretty brilliant. Really, really solid entry coming through the A-bomb site. Definitely retakeable. Oh, but a great flash in from nafany as Siren continues to press the attack. 5 versus 3 now with a flank coming in that indeed is seeing some action towards mid. Goofy's got those Julies. They definitely need him to get involved. Easier said than done, and that's a bad flash. Hades ends up getting blinded from it. Key can't find anything. Danist with a 3k here to open up the super young gun. Boston Crab, if there are any advanced enjoyers, but a flawless BetBoom kickoff there.
Boston Crab. I have heard the name. Can't say I've watched any of their games.
Sure. I think I caught like half of one when some of the community streamers were doing it. But they tore up advanced, not last season, but the season before, and didn't quite make it into Challenger League. So I think shortly after that, it kind of folded as a team.
I feel like we've been denied the greatest team name that could have existed.
Yeah, true. And the thing is as well, they're all like, is the Boston Crab from Family Guy? Is that? No, that's Clam. It's Clam, isn't it? So what is the Boston Crab from? Because they're all like CIS players. And there's a Boston in the UK, which I doubt like anyone knows about. And then obviously the big one is in America. So I don't rightly know where the name comes from.
It's a wrestling hold.
Okay, fair enough.
There you go.
Even Roger. Like, the deeper you go, it gets even wilder.
I know the lore. Team name lore. Zorte spotted? He might have been by Minio. 9 are stacking the right side of the map for the moment. Still a bit of util on this T side. Smoke soon to be lined up. Molly on Danist. Got to be nervous. I mean, Kylar's coming over too. There's a lot of bodies here.
Looking good. Hades and Key opposite ends. Oh, and the boost above the smoke is gorgeous. Kylar absolutely capitalizes. 2 quick headies. Hades to find his man as well. Spam through the wood, doesn't quite land. They've got that bomb down, but it has cost them everything. The round goes the way of 9. What a force buy. What a setup.
Huge read. Huge read. Presumably off the back of that information off mid. Hadn't seen anything. Maybe heard a bit of noise over towards B as well, but that boost, the 2k from Kylar, the second shot was beautiful. And that is bad news for BetBoom. What are they going to do? Force back. They're going back into it. Pistol armor is all they can muster. Good util, but not loads to speak of in terms of heavy weaponry, so I'm expecting something punchy and explosive to cover the ground and get these pistols into a more even scenario.
Jump spot in here. Goofy left a little bit alone. He does have Key in at cave. Nade does minimal damage. Loads of utility coming over the top here, Alan. This is a quick burst from BetBoom, something that they have immediately worked on and put into their repertoire. Key will trade one back, but as the bomb goes down, the position of BetBoom is pretty damn good. A retrieved MP7 in the hands of a god, apparently. The Tech 9's just tearing. This is an absolute mess from 9. Kylar and Hades, no option but to save.
This is good fun. Oh, I'm enjoying this. 4 spies traded. There is a save from 9. Hades can drop 1 rifle in the following. Maybe even could drop 2 Famuses. See how the money balances out. Goofy has a little bit of cash. So the buy will be on the brink for 9. Could be worse, to be honest, given the reset. And for BetBoom, right back at it, just a set B play. Tech9's rattling off. And I feel like that's where this team is going to be in its element. Getting up close, personal, weird and wacky. Creating confusion. I think slow rounds probably is going to lean the way of 9. They're going to have better communication, better protocols. So, keep going this way, BetBoom. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, I mean, so far it is good. I think this is the thing that we, again, picked up on catching them the other day, is that basics-wise, I think they have indeed just built this team from the ground up. Serious project for sure. Definitely not like a mixy type thing. And yeah, serious contesters for a similar sort of spot as 9, as we're seeing, right? Maybe a team that overperforms at a major, the extremity qualifying team to Sydney or a Cato, or these sort of more open events. It's a pretty perfect time to do that as well, what with the system getting more and more open. 9. I've just mowed them all down in middle though. Danis and Siren will be the remaining 2 players. It's supposed to be a crunch. Does not come off at all. Kylar picking off another as the smoke dissipates. Looking very, very good here. Danis going to try and make it away. I don't think that he kind of respects a flank, but just, yeah, he's not going to beat that angle ever, is he? 2-2. 9 evening it back up. We're in for a quick game. We're in for an explosive one, but so far things being kept even.
No bomb plan for BetBoom. What are they going to do? I think the force here is pretty kind of bleak, isn't it? And player stayed alive for 9. Chance of a reset diminished, and I think this is the right call for BetBoom. Swallow the pride. You're on the weaker side. It's not the end of the world if you give up a few rounds here early. And 9 get a bit of a respite after what has been a brutal exchange of rounds early on. Finally, a bit of a breather against the much lesser buy. And Key must have dodged the flash. And these players come through out of ammo! Ah, that's unfortunate. We've all been there.
Unlucky. Yeah, we've all been there. We've all been there. What are you going to do? Oh, damn.
It's panned out pretty well from 9. It looked really bad for them after they lost the second force buy, I guess as it was. On the B execute from BetBoom, but they've stabilized. Good money in the bank as well now. Orp on Hades, who of course has been a bit of a monster so far in this qualifier. Great to watch. All the bells and whistles for 9. No excuses here.
No, sir. Clean buy, as we would say, but not a clean spot. You're going to get spammed down pretty heavily there.
Give this one up, Key. Just a couple molly ticks and you're dead. Guess the tricky part is, you want to play a headshot angle, I think, with this sort of HP in the bank. Not many to be found. Hades, though, does connect. Molly's going to force him out, and he's taking a lot of damage. But not felled. And that's the main thing from 9, as they seem to be grouping up for a mid clear.
Oh, a light one. And then they will move back towards the bomb
just
site.
missed Zorte.
Hades. This is awkward. Can't get the shot off. Zorte going to take him down. Now Zorte is trying to open the round up. Kylar back in his man, but Zorte has got the weapon that he's so damn comfortable with. Opens up A, blasts the round sideways, and I mean, yeah, this is a pretty big effect. They had the B. They had the bomb over on B. But now he's rotating back. Now they're going to go for an A hit instead with this man advantage.
The smokes will fade, though, won't they, before this bomb arrives. Zorte just continues his tear, his onslaught from mid. And Goofy's going to have to do something very impressive. It is an open plant, but I don't think he's going to find an opportunity. Zorte seems to know something about Goofy. And that's going to be round for BetBoom. And I'll tell you what, I feel bad for Nine. I don't think they made many mistakes here. They cleared mid, and Zorte, I don't know if he was behind the box or just walked out at the perfect timing, but he walked out milliseconds after players had turned around. And that's how he gets the gap. That's how he gets up to Hades unsuspected. Just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Unfortunately, and Nine paid a heavy toll for that one.
Yeah, very much unfortunate. Very much unfortunate. But not much can really be done. They will have to look forwards and kind of figure things out. They've got cash available here, Alan. So in terms of rebuying in, definitely possible. Timeout to be taken. Feels like a round that you may well grab a timeout before. I suppose we're still early enough in the game, but all the same, it would have been nice to see them go for something. Just try and figure out this next round and get themselves comfortably back on the board after a tough loss just then.
Oh, they're going through. Get out of there, Minio. Just in time. But is he aware? That is the question. Doesn't look like it right now. Slip through the smoke. Minio has no idea. And now Kyler is in a lot of trouble. Gets a couple shots off. But that's the only results out of him on this round. Chiron is eating 9 players for breakfast, and this has to be a save. There is no alternative from here.
Even that might prove to be difficult. It looks like they're on a relatively heavy hunt, it has to be said. Hades picks off Chiron. The battle to stay alive has indeed begun here. Question remains whether they can pull it off or not. Looks like they might. There is a small bit of containment from the T side, but they're not going quite as deep as maybe first thought. So, and it makes sense. It makes sense. Hades with the big green is pretty scary right now. Just can't find those early openers, you know, getting them at the tail end of the round where they don't have as much of an impact.
Showing a bit of what's the word? Ballsy flare going through that smoke. I think the smoke was still. I don't think it was fading in the window towards the red room.
No, yeah.
I think they just went through it. I don't know if they heard the spamming. Maybe they expected a reload. I guess that was the cue. But what a great way to find a gap. Minio had no idea. And I'm not surprised it's taking a pause because I'm sure, first of all, Minio's teammates will be asking how on earth did players get through window into red room into CT unspotted. I thought you were covering it off. And these frustrations, if they keep mounting, could spell trouble.
Yeah, well, once again, man, you have to be careful against this BetBoom team not to get caught up in all the madness, not to get caught up in their aggression and kind of how tedious it can be to play against them. Keep your game safe and just not be like, oh, well, how is this guy killing me? I got to peek back into him and make sure that I'm getting frags, you know, show him who's boss or whatever, which I think sometimes players can get a little bit stuck in, especially if they keep on losing heads-up fights. Weird little buy here. Kind of have to go for it on the 9 side of things, but they have a severe lack of utility.
The reaction is losing mid. Goofy collects one. Does get traded. Similar story in mid. There are BetBoom players everywhere. They've got so much map control. 9 can't rotate because Chiron has taken through red room and in towards CT. Danis has to win, and indeed he does. 1 player on B down. Chiron again can hold the rotate from the other direction now. Just need this bomb to get over before the Kylar flank comes in.
Oh, nice find from Siren. That might just spell it. That might just spell it. Big, big kill. Moving towards A as well. Hades is on the other side of the map, so I don't think that he will want to get involved in this one, sir. Probably give them the round. And indeed, a 5th for BetBoom, so a solid lead is starting to develop here. It's not super problematic, but it is getting quite comfortable for the side of BetBoom, particularly on that T side of things as well. It was something that really was noted, was the fact that their CT side was actually their stronger side across the course of, you know, sort of 5 maps that I covered on Wednesday. So we'll see. We'll see whether that's still the case. Maybe it was just something in the air on that day, but I do think with all these individuals, they really can be hard to get from the CT side. So yeah, I worry a little bit if 9 can't start stringing them together.
They enjoy the chaos. We can say that for sure already. The last round, hitting mid, hitting A, hitting B, all at the same time, essentially. So hard to deal with if you're 9. How do you keep track of that many players, that many avenues? For the moment, BetBoom, especially given they're on the weaker side, starting to get into their groove. 9 on the eco around these saved guns. And we're looking at this man, Mr. Hades, trying to avert the course of this round.
Shots ringing off. It's the MP9 up close that I'm maybe thinking about. Goes in dry. Drops one. Not quite enough. Especially in a round like this. Eagle under threat. Oh, my goodness. K goes down. Minio forced to take a fight. Hylar's joined the fallen soldiers. And it will indeed be a clean-up here from the T side. So just Hades to hold off. Unfortunately not in the right place at the right time.
It's looking good for BetBoom. Starting to look really good. Just enjoy playing their simple Counter-Strike. Zorte on the boost. Players creep up. Couple trades, and that's enough. Pop. We're going in. Grouped as a pack. Clear the site. Another round slips their way. Might have just been the heavy eco around the saves for 9, but to keep 4 alive is still very good news for BetBoom. Financial situation looking very good now. We get towards the latter stages of this first half. And for 9, it's already starting to become a little bit of a recovery mission. This is their best buy for a long time. And they got to make good of it.
Yeah, looks really clean here, so hopefully for their sake they can indeed get this one over the line, but yeah, an easier said than done angle at the moment. It was back and forth for a while, but it seems they have lost an awful lot of steam. I think it's controversial to say. A bomb site under threat. Utility over the top, super effective. K will manage to find nafany, so here we go, an opener for the side of 9. Not a bad little look. What can they do with it as the bomb goes down? They have insurmountable pressure to find this round now that they have a man advantage. Should be simple from here on in. That's generally what you say. Zorte will even things back up. Any more for any more. It's really slowed down, and I think there is a bit of nervousness to 9 moving in here. Hades with a wild flash, but a wild shot to follow it up. The flash is effective as well. Danis and Siren, the last 2 left, have brought it down to just 1. Oh my god. Kills galore. They pull off a 4v2, Alan.
In the matter of seconds as well. That looks really good for 9. Really good for them on the retake. But my god, do these kids hit hard. Ooh. I don't think 9 are making that many mistakes. I don't think they're playing bad Counter-Strike. But at the moment, they just can't live with some of these shots. Maybe there's scope to change the game, get more aggressive, disrupt BetBoom before they can run their rounds. But I don't think it's going to come here. Just Hades on a good gun. Everyone else pistol armor. As BetBoom starting to justify their map pick and then some. This is brilliant.
Yeah. Really solid, and a little bit fearless in places as well, which is just absolutely great to see. Maybe they have noted some issues with the way that things went down yesterday for 9. But Ancient looks to be one that they are really enjoying, especially like the recent changes. Well, 6 months or so now, if not a bit more, have indeed made it much buggier, right? You just take all these early fights. The CT spawns are a lot less friendly to early fights. So, and I think that's something that really falls into BetBoom's remit. Just get those individuals working. Hades continues to be consistent on the AWP. He's had it for about 19 rounds in a row now. But all the same, he will go down eventually. And did have to say goodbye to the AWP. I don't think he wants to save it. Again, Kylar maybe in with a chance there. Tried free-firing around the corner, but if he took his time, might have found another one. All the same, round goes the way of BetBoom. Taking the victory in the half here as well with the 8th round.
Not surprising to see another pause, is it? They've got to have a discussion. What's the move if you're 9? Do you... I feel like you have to get a bit more aggressive. You got to try and take map control. Got to give yourselves an advantage. Because for whatever reasons, playing standard Counter-Strike, just trying to sit on your sights, not netting results at the moment. Even if by the rule book it's the right decision, at some point you have to be pragmatic and just assess the current situation and say, this is not working. Time to throw a spanner in the works. And if I was 9, I don't know, A aggression, get Hades up there with the AWP, with a rifler, leave a rifler up close, take mid and try and fight onto B. A lot of choices, and given the distribution here early on, they're going B.
They are indeed. And they are looking relentless with the pressure, with the aggression. nafany in a decent spot to try and stop them, but gets spotted on the edge of the smoke. Down he goes. An opening pickup for 9. Exactly what they were looking for with a move like this. Trying to follow in. Wow, such a cheeky move. He will get traded out. Kylar can't hold for 2. So we're back down to an even situation, but 9 have presented themselves. They've shown themselves. And they have indeed said, look at us, we can play confident, we can play effective. And in comes Hades. I think that's maybe what the conversation was about, where it's like, look, let's try and take some fights to these guys. Let's try and match up. We can definitely do that. Let's stop playing into their hands and lay down the law.
Danis is so low. Tickle him and he's gone. I'd love Siren to take the first fight here, I think. His Goofy is jumping angry at the time he could be against him. Does take Danis' information over to his teammates. But there should be time here to plant and reposition. Hades trying to get an angle behind the molly. Siren slips. Back into dark. This is the duel that matters. Minio is a match. Finally, after a seemingly massive break, another round for 9.
Can they keep them rolling, though? We want some regular rounds out from this team, I think, is the thing. Which is tough. Is very, very tough for this team with the way that things have been panning out, unfortunately. I'm not entirely sure what they do now, right? Like, they went, not necessarily cheesy, but they went for some aggression. I don't think that will work again. So, yeah, they're going to have to find something a bit more reliable to lead.
Kylar above you? Did not have the comms? That's a bit of a blunder. Maybe Key didn't call out the players could have crossed, but that's a bit of a disaster. Kylar had no idea players could be above him there. And just as 9 more than ever needed to chain rounds together, back to the deficit.
Oh, however, 3 kills. All right, everyone just winning some crazy fights. That is a little bit unbelievable. Drag out in the mid rounds. Lost a bit of control towards B, but regained instantaneously. And now just Danis. He does have the bomb. And what can he get done with it? Creeping forwards. Key will be the first one to spot him and the first one to take him down as well. So easy does it. They will find themselves another round here on the 9 side. A little bit more work to do before they break the bank, but they're getting there.
Yeah, not sure what happened there in mid, but it didn't look good, did it? BetBoom just getting caught out in the open as 9. As we've seen quite a few times now in their various Ancient games, they love to clear mid as their reaction to going man down or lacking information. And that time, BetBoom caught with their trousers down. This time 9 not spending nearly the same amount of time sitting to fight mid. Passive approach, they sit back. Key though, just goes straight in without any flashes, just tries to make a play, and you can just look at the mini-map and see that he hasn't got any support, so tries to be a one-man army, and that army is in tatters.
Certainly a little worse for wear than I think we were expecting. What did BetBoom do with this advantage now? Looking towards the A-bomb site as their end ports. Hades is here, but he is alone. Nade. Oh, big damage. If you can get a frag. All right, now we're back on. This is a decent little look. Kylar will go down through the smoke. An unfortunate frag to lose, but Hades still alive at the back end of the site. They've got to deal with him eventually. You can't just ignore him. You can blind him all the way to the grave and leave Goofy by himself. That's what you can do.
It's getting rough. This is getting rough as BetBoom make themselves up to 9. As it was. Ancient isn't 9's best map. It's just the fashion of this. It's the brutality of a lot of these rounds from BetBoom. So many teams play Ancient by the book, where they do their defaults, they do their mid takes, and then they do their set plays, and couldn't be more wrong, really. Couldn't be more off in terms of what BetBoom are throwing, how they're approaching this. And 9, when they try to fight fire with fire, when they want to up the ante and try and make individual plays, it hasn't really worked. The success has come off the back of playing as a team, and individual moves like we just saw from Key are more than often getting punished at the moment. No up on Hades. Well, that's a shame.
Yeah, that's a big deal. That is a big deal, actually. He's been, obviously, with 13 kills, one of their most important players. Kylar, nice spot. Beautiful spot. I think maybe got a pretty good feel for how they like to approach mid there. And that is quite the counter. Key up close here to make sure nobody comes around the corner. Danis inside a smoke on B. So Goofy has to watch out. Nothing presenting for either side, though. BetBoom obviously looking to get a pickup and find an even situation, but it's just not presenting at all.
Absolute stalemate at the moment. BetBoom wants to hit B, but continuous smokes landing on this ramp side. And having seen nothing in mid with 2 players on A, 9 are making the right decision. Kylar is over. Is there a flashbang here for Key up close? Doesn't look like it. He's going for an information play. I think this is a bad idea. Trade is there. Thank God Goofy is around. Bomb is dropped. So maybe this hold will come off well.
Possible. We'll see. Minio in a really good spot to just sort of stay annoying, keep them at bay, gather information, spots out nafany, looking for the second, not going to happen for him. Zorte does have the bomb. Big kill to allow him in towards A. I think he just about squeezes out the bomb plant. The one thing is that Hades is actually here a hell of a lot faster than he would have expected. So the round is not going to be winnable. Down he goes. 9-6 at the turn of the half. Decent little recovery from 9, but BetBoom showing why they have indeed picked out the Ancient. We'll catch you with half 2 after this break.
so hard to let go. Take a chance, touch the sky, and you might just like what you find. Let's risk it all, put it on the line. Go and spread your wings. Let's find out if you fly. Let's find out if you fly. Find out if you.
What up, what up? Welcome back to the second half of the first map here. BetBoom looking really damn good, to be fair, on that T side. 9 do a decent job of staying alive, competitive half, etc. But BetBoom with a clear lead, particularly if they can continue their pistol dominance. They were quite good on the pistols the other day. They already won a pistol here on Ancient, so we'll see what their CT side has in store.
Last round. Flash is over. Here we go. Dark play it is. The smoke from nafany is so annoying, though. Look at it. Players in dark don't want to commit. Bomb is in up ramp. Flank is through from A. Whilst this sandwich is starting to close in on 9. Gonna fight out the only way they can with bullets, and they have found a big gap towards the A side of the map.
They have indeed. nafany gonna find key, as they will try their best to entry back into this round here on the BetBoom side. Danis is very fast into A. nafany to join the Ghoulies. Okay. Gonna find Hades. Down he goes, though, and I think they have spotted nafany. He will also get finished off. 9 with the pistol, and a really good opportunity to close the gap now.
Saw some 4 spies exchanged at the start of the first half. Will lightning strike twice? That is the question. Because if you're a 9 fan, you really need them just to convert this. Clean this round up. Keep players alive against the following anti-eco and be in a good position as you get into the proper gun rounds. But of course, it's a little bit easier said than done, especially considering the raw mechanical prowess on a couple of these BetBoom players. I guess couple is an understatement. Most of them, to be honest. You don't want to muck about. These deagles can be deadly in these sort of hands.
Yes, sir. Especially a team like this. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see how it looks. Taking mid control on the 9 side of things. Nothing really coming off of that. I think they were perhaps hoping to find an early pickup, but I don't think it looks set to present themselves. Where do they go from here? B control out towards lane. There's only 1 on B. It would be the correct call if they go this way.
What BetBoom do? It's quite common on this sort of round in this position just to commit to your stack. If you get it wrong, go again in the following. And for the moment, it's not looking good for BetBoom. nafany has got to do mountains of work here from dark. Surely gets cleared. Gets one. Danis comes through the short smoke. So it's pretty hectic. But now with the bomb down, I feel that advantage transitions heavily over to 9. They just need to play the bomb now. Without a kit, without upgraded weapons. Gonna take a lot more shots like that from Zorte, I think, to pull this one off.
Very true, sir. Not going to happen. They will indeed all get mowed down in the end. Simple stuff. It will be yet another round to go the way of 9. How long can they hold this is the big question. Curious as to how the follow-up rounds look like from BetBoom. I don't know that... Yeah, that second round forced by... Particularly on Ancient, I don't see them work an awful lot. I don't know how you feel about it. I maybe would have enjoyed an early rifle buy here from BetBoom, but maybe indeed, as we talked about, Deagle was also what they were after.
What you got to consider is, if you save second, it means you're buying with low nades first gun round. That's kind of the real determiner of whether you can do it. And I guess they feel that on the CD side of Ancient, you want the mollies for mid, you want to block B early, you want, you know, especially if you want to do a take of map control, you've got to have the utility. So I think that would have been the risk in terms of saving. So I don't mind the way they've gone. But now the guns are out. Need to see what that plan is. Zorte. AWP in play. Of course he can be on this server. And tell you what, Hades in terms of defensive AWPing already today, had in yesterday as well, has laid down quite the benchmark.
Couple inside. Donut will have an awful lot of action coming their way in just a moment here. The rush out on towards A is super aggressive. Smokes little ineffective. Maybe that's part of the plan. Kylar was waiting for a run out, gets his reward. Oh my goodness. 2 kills on the edge of smoke, so it's just going to be down to Hades and Goofy. Goofy falls quickly. Just the big man himself. You have a pretty good idea of where he's at. Clean spray down onto the first, though. Really will make life difficult.
There's no the plant spot.
He's a little unsure. Crosshair's not quite on. The kit is defusing. That will be BetBoom picking up the round. Hades could not stop them at all.
Yeah, because it got very hectic. Clearly thought the bomb was planted more towards the default plant spot, but it wasn't the case. And there it is. That's the risk of running A rounds, is if you can't get any map control, if you can't get any trades off, it is so difficult. If you can't get into Temple, if you can't get into Donut, if you can't get some sort of pick as you're rounding yourselves into the site or spraying for smokes or whatever. If it goes 5-on-5 and the CD still have nades, which they definitely will that early in the round, got your work cut out. This time though, you can see it's the same nades at a 9, but this is a fake. For real? And especially now catching up Danis, you can see the CD side, their rotations are all over the place. Big gaps across the map.
Certainly not ideal. Zorte going to get melted down a little bit as well, so yeah, definitely worse for wear. Minio's found one of those gaps over towards B. Picks off another, and that's the B bomb site completely open. I mean, the rest of the boys also finding frag, so it seems to be no real stress here for the side of 9. Iron in for 1 from mid, but what are they really going to be able to do with that?
BetBoom have no money. So, bit worse for wear. Getting into the following. As 9's call is great. I mean, I don't think we saw it at all, the running the fake round. But that is something you kind of allot yourself when you set the precedence, when you show so many A rounds as they did yesterday. Of course, they'll know the BetBoom is going to practice map 2. Picks it. Siren's doing his best to make this expensive, but yeah, I like the move. I like the call. It's a nice strategic depth out of 9.
Relatively decent. I mean, it's obviously a fantastic response is the thing. Is, you know, it just comes off at such a good time, given the position that they were in. And it resets BetBoom, leaves them very unhappy, I think, with the likelihood of not really being able to buy cleanly for quite some time. So BetBoom not in a perfect position, obviously still keeping things close. It is now just the difficulty of panning over into a follow-up round. Goofy will pull off a bit of a goofy move. Minio is there to make sure nobody's picking up that AK, but all the same, I think jumping with the mouse wheel is never a good look.
Oh, the timing. Dennis wanted to swing mid. This was readjusting his aim. Nice kill from Siren. Actually, the bomb isn't planted. These remaining 9 players need to be careful. This isn't a done deal this round. Clean up from Kyle, but that is quite a lot of guns sacrificed against what was all in all a pretty low buy from BetBoom. Nonetheless, back on the guns. Zorte, Warp in play. Best buy for a while for BetBoom. No issues here. Let's pay attention to how they set up on the CD side. Certainly their T side was bold, was aggressive. They like making moves, and seems to... hard to see why the CD side wouldn't follow a similar trend for them. Fairly standard stuff for the moment. They do want to fight this mid control. Flash is there, but it comes after Hades gets the punish. Advantage 9. It's all important round.
Nice pick up from Siren. So the advantage short-lived. Nafany, good timing for 1. How does he survive this, though? Trapped in right at the back. He needs a bailout. The AWP comes along, and at the very least gives him the space to move away. No follow-up frags, so their 4v3 for me is tentative. 1 kill comes in for 9, and all of a sudden, you know, the retake looks quite difficult with low HP bars, etc. B-bomb site under threat, but not necessarily taken just yet.
Boost is in, but it's spotted by that tricky angle to glitch yourself onto the pixels to the side just there. Just needs to find it ASAP. Rotate to here. Bomb is down. Minio is low. Should be able to get the plant, but he is absolutely pinned down. There's no moving. And indeed, he is felled. Good round from BetBoom. Despite the early mid antics, looking pretty good for 9. It trades back in their favor and then some.
So things definitely getting interesting towards the tail end, right? There is absolutely no way that there's a clear victor here. Really does look good as this first map. Yeah, pick of BetBoom, confident 1 for 9. Hard to call, man. Hard to call who is indeed going to take this one over the line. And, you know, we gave a pretty big hand to 9 that they should be taking this series. But so far, BetBoom keeping up with them.
Four 1 from 9. 4 on B. Mid lurk. Back of those mid nades. Clearly have intent to end B fairly soon. They're going to reroute. Just leave Hades on this ramp side. Players in towards Jaguar. They have the lean, and with that kill onto the mid player, 9 don't have a lot of options anymore. They don't know where these CTs are. They lack information across the map. And you can see how quickly BetBoom is starting to suffocate as Siren takes on mid. Got 3 players towards the back lanes. They're absolutely surrounded, and this bomb is not on the site yet.
No, it's almost nowhere near. So this may well be very, very tough to find a way in. They're up the ramp. That's mission 1. Flash, smokes, but the gaps are still there. Danis will have used them. The rest of the boys coming in. Nice little flick from Hades, but too much to ask of him. 12th round for BetBoom, and it comes at a really good time. 9 have no money.
I'm not sure what the call was there from 9, because they were ready to hit B, and there wasn't massive resistance. At least from what I could tell. So I don't know if they heard something or somebody made a call saying this is a bad idea. But for whatever reasons, the moment they started to turn around is when it started all going wrong. And they could never bring their mid-lurk into play. Just not enough pressure. Maybe that's what they were waiting for, but it didn't pan out.
Quick rush coming in from 9 here. Danis got to keep his cool, and they line up for him. Nafany's there to help out as well. No chance. Absolutely no chance. Kylar remains alone. He should be dealt with handily. Whoa, Siren lucky to be alive there. 5 HP the difference, but they will indeed get it done. 13-11. BetBoom. Moving on swiftly. This looks very good indeed.
Yes, sir. Looking real good. Finally getting a bit of economy established as well. And 9 have to find a response. Their set plays in the last couple of rounds have not panned out. Maybe a more default spread. We the port of call. Mid-nades down. Players up close. Minio. T out fast. Flashes making it confusing for all. Amidst the carnage. Siren almost felled. Not quite. This round starts to slow down. Brakes are pumped. BetBoom circling with 4 players around mid. They are definitely going to look for a re-clear. Key isn't ready for a second. But I think this is okay for 9. Just need to work out what the plan is now.
Man advantage solidly picked up. Zorte has got other things to say, though. And yeah, it does look a bit sporadic. It looks like they're going towards B. It's a very weak B push, but there's no one really around to stop them. Nafany falls on the other side of the map. Zorte doesn't really know what to do. Danis inside of a smoke, trying to be cheeky here. Timing is pretty good. Goofy just got to watch himself and be aware that that smoke has gone down. Danis moving in slowly. Hades takes the peek, wins the fight. That'll be the round. Just Zorte remaining. He's in the mixer. If he moves fast, he can isolate these 1v1s. He knows that, but it's just a case of finding the players. Can't get it done. And 9 move within 1, keeping it close.
Very important round. Very important. Ejected some pace. But you can see how they did it with a 1-3-1. They retained their presence on the sites, and it was as players like Siren tried to grab information that 9 still had players on location. Punish those moves. As you said a few rounds ago, this remains impossible to call. Nothing between these teams, really. Whoever wrangles economic control here at the end will be in a brilliant position. And neither teams really have a lot of money to fall back on. They lose this round. Feels like potentially the most important yet does this one.
Slow on the upswing from 9, trying to gain that B control. They are indeed taking their time with it. Slow but sure wins the race. Not a lot presenting so far. About a minute gone, and there's just no real aggression, no real peaks coming in from BetBoom. They will take a late move into A main, spot that there's no one there, get Chiron in a decent position. So now they have more and more knowledge of a mid or B-sided hit, but A main itself is completely clear.
Gonna leave key in mid. Through window. But only 1 smoke left on Hades. Gonna be perfectly placed. Zorte's on the site. Smoke will go behind Zorte as he wants to take a duel. That was very aggressive and, dare I say, overzealous. Zorte low. More shots through the smoke. And the Russian Author is gone. These guys need to save, don't they? They need to save. Even with that kill from Nafany, this still feels like way too much to contend with. And they need every gun they can get going into these later rounds.
Yeah, very true. However, it would seem that they're sort of sticking around a little. They might even be trying to go for this here, Alan, off the back of nafany's frag. Really not a lot of time. Chiron cross on towards the bomb. The trade comes in quickly, but where is this last guy? No idea. So Chiron going to have to go for the hold, and I don't know how effective this will be. He's close. He finds the kill. I don't think there's any time to get this done. No, just not enough. A second in it. A valiant attempt, but maybe indeed the save may well have been important. As you can see, as Alan said, money is in the bin.
That was the 1 in 10 times it does go to a one-on-one. Definitely wasn't the right decision. As much as nafany tried to prove me wrong. Look at that as well, brother. First pause. Going into round 27. That doesn't speak volumes to the let's say the strategic depth here of BetBoom. Quick discussion, because this money is in the doldrums. I think there's no other choice here, is that they have to save. Yes, 9 have low money. Yes, if you got a reset off this late, given the loss bonus, you could win the game outright. But it's just too much of a risk. And they're going to have to be content with pistols for this round. 9 were so far down at the start of that first half. They're getting battered on the CT side. They could get no traction. It's quite stunning they're even still in this map and look primed to take the lead.
Siren, though, on the 5-7, will manage to find Kylar trying to get super aggressive. They meet out here in the A main area, get a MAC-10, get the heck out of there. Not a bad result by any means. Go from here, though. 9 just taking their time, nice and chill. Goofy to pick up Chiron is always comfortable. 4-on-4. More kills coming in. There goes the sort of scary weapon of the round. A bomb site looking pretty vulnerable. Indeed it is now. That should be the round in the bag. 14-13. BetBoom. Hardly any room to maneuver at the tail end.
Important moment. If 9 can clinch Ancient, they're going to feel great going forward in this series. Very, very important couple of rounds to follow in terms of who is qualifying for IEM Sydney a little bit later in the year. Pressure on BetBoom to convert their map pick. They've invested everything in this buy, as you would expect. Chiron caught down in the open. Blind as a bat. Dead as those dodos. And look at BetBoom. They're trying to clear mid. They're trying to get a reaction. There's nobody there to be seen. And if 9 can just get out and onto A before BetBoom sniff what is up, there might be a save coming, because this is so hard now for the Russian team.
Certainly looks that way, sir. Yeah. The one man who remains in a decent position is obviously smoked off quite heavily as well. I think there's 2 smokes stacked on top of each other. Molotov nice and deep to make sure that he can't stop the plant. They found one on the backside. nafany for a double, in fact. Danis with a mad play has given them the man advantage out of nowhere. They know they have to try and retake control, but it just does not work for 9. And BetBoom, thanks to the flanking in-game leader, they will stay alive here on map number 1.
9 should have won that. 5-on-4, bomb planted. It's just nafany's flank just throws the biggest of flies in the middle of the ointment. It's not just the kills he gets, it's the disruption. It's all the presence he's showing, and how 9 players have to redivert attention from the other pathways into retaking that bomb site. I'm not surprised at all to see a pause come in, because 9 will know that that could have been the moment. Man advantage, if you win the round, it's pistol armor force buy for BetBoom. It's turned on a dime, this map. And they've got to sort out this buy, because Key doesn't have great money. Kylar's on the brink as well if he wants an AK. pivotal round to come. And I do not remotely envy these guys having to call through this round. What do you go for?
Yeah, it is really not an easy call to make at all. Even for someone as tenured as nafany in particular. Minio, good experience for him within the tier 2. They will have been in these situations before, but always different. First kill goes the way of Key. Not quite in for a second, but Hades has found nafany with a B boost there, I believe.
Yeah.
So man advantage comes through for 9. Decent look. A fake as well. They are really drawing BetBoom thin with the defense.
I don't think they're biting on this. You can see Chiron just opting to play in towards Donut. Zorte is coming back through B and starting to clear mid. So the fake itself, not to massive avail at the moment. But either way, BetBoom are incredibly spread out. Every man for himself at the moment. Smoke on B is going to dissuade any aggression. There's a definite freeze call in from 9. Look at them. Just preempting some aggression. Another smoke on B as Danis finds a second on the ground. And with 40 seconds remaining, there is time. But a decision has got to be made soon. And given how spread out 9 are, they need to coalesce fast towards the site. What do you do? You have A, but you've got 20 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult, right? If they move in towards B, there's players already there waiting for them, but they will indeed move across to A. I think there should just be enough time to get it pulled off. A little close. A little uncomfortable. Bomb plant goes down, though. They know where this final player is at as well. Zorte, decent on the 2K. He has just not really got any chance so far away from the action.
They're thinking about the hunt, but they also know that if Zorte attempts it, they can't be caught in awkward positions. That was on the brink for 9. That was a little bit too late, I think. Obviously, they pull it off, but one player disrupts them running around. That could have been scary. Could have been real scary, but nonetheless, it works out. The lurking presence does get the information on A. They pull off that rotation just in time. A map point here for 9 on BetBoom's pick. Winner of this series, of course, heading to Sydney. Already had one chance, did 9 last night. Both maps going to overtime. They got an axe to grind. And in this second half, BetBoom have met that axe.
They definitely have. Yeah, they definitely have. I mean, 9 obviously showing some of their tenure and experience on this map with the amount of reps that they have and just the fact that they played 30-plus rounds yesterday. May well have woke up this morning, given it a view, given it a review. Zorte, though, will take out Kylar. Important frag in the life cycle of this map. Very curious to see how it pans out. Picked up the first frag, Alan.
I think Kylar might have been holding a smoke, as in primed, because there's a smoke landed on B ramp. I think maybe he's just about to throw it for long, and it actually blocked their advance. They had to pump the brakes, and look at this. Another re-smoke on ramp. 2 sat outside of dark for BetBoom. As Hades creeps in, they're not ready for it. Second for Hades. Pivotal kill. Man advantage now. Does he get this bomb up and onto the site? But this is not looking good for BetBoom whatsoever.
Oh, nafany. Big frag on the 5-7. He picks it up. He gets the hell out of dodge. Lovely stuff from him. Key will find a pivotal frag himself, though, leaving it all down to Siren to save the game. Not going to happen. And 9 get one over the line. They've had a tough run of these super close maps that they can't quite close out. However, this time around, they will find it. And that is them winning their opponent's map pick as well.
Beautiful stuff. And, you know, as we mentioned,